seems to be set up all right. Hello everyone, happy Saturday, even though I am recording this on Thursday. It is, what I meant to start that sentence with was, I have to work on Saturday, which is why I'm recording it now. Brain work great on Thursday night when I'm excited for Friday. It's going to be a good weekend, I think. The weather's supposed to be really nice on Saturday, I believe, which, I'll be working, so that's kind of sucky, but, well, it'll make the travel to and from much nicer. And maybe I can go out and get an ice cream afterwards. Oh, speaking of ice cream, I learned a few years ago that my favorite ice cream, which is Moon Mist, is only available in, the Maritimes? Which is bizarre to me, because that's, a staple flavor around here. And for those who don't, or haven't had Moon Mist, it's, kind of like Neapolitan, but the flavors are, banana, blueberry, and bubblegum, I think. It's really pretty. It's purple, blue, and yellow swirls. Yeah. If you ever come across it, it's my favorite. It's really good. It's very sweet, as all ice cream should be. Questions. Lag Time on Twitter was very kind to send a bunch of really good questions, so I guess I'll just get right into, oopsies, sorry about that. Get right into, answering some of those. Question number 1. What mediums do you enjoy but rarely get to work with due to time or money constraints? One thing I would really like to get back into is paper animation. I used to do it in college and I really enjoyed it, but the setup for that requires is just not something that's feasible for me right now. If I ever get more space and, money for that, I'd love to have a nice light table and the peg bar and the stapler and the paper and whatever else you need, the scanner required. It's a lot of setup, but I'd love to be able to do that again someday. It was really fun. I'd sneak in after class was over and do my own animations in college, which I think might still be up in my old DeviantArt in really, really tiny and terrible quality, but they were fun. Question number 2. If you could pick one of your characters to hang out with for a day in their universe, who would you choose? I think that's a pretty easy one. I feel like King Nocturne would be pretty chill, and all he'd want to do is make you breakfast and show you his bees. His very vast collection of beehives, which would be pretty neat. You could help him scoop some blueberries or something. Grab the rake, away you go to town. Question 3. Of all your paid work, what has been your favorite to work on? Easy. Teen Titans Go to the Movies. That was a blast, and seeing it in theater was just a surreal experience. Especially when all of our names came up in the credits. Our studio was incredibly kind and booked a whole showing for us, so it was just all of us in the theater watching it for the first time on opening day. That was an amazing experience. There were many a tear shed. And then we all went to Jungle Gyms, and I had a Jumbo Hurricane. Which, you don't go to Jungle Gyms for the food. You go there because it's tacky jungle theme, and they have the Jumbo Hurricane, which is pretty much just a bowl of rum and juice, which is awesome. Next question. You've somehow been barred from working in your current industry ever again, but you've also been given the means to learn any new profession you'd like. What do you choose as your new job? That's I'm gonna have to think on that one for a second. I gotta think about what I've always kind of wanted to do. I guess I always had this like little dream, I guess, of owning like a little library or coffee shop type deal, which is, pretty standard, but to be able to get into a business where I could like, I don't know, have books and drinks, little art stations maybe, it'd be fun. Another thing I'd like to do, I used to work in a flower store when I was a teenager, so going back into that would actually be really fun because I really liked working with flowers. I'm like addicted to flowers, even though I can't have them because my cats won't let me have plants. Yeah, getting back into floral would be awesome. Next question. If you were to give a handful of your characters a piece of advice, what would you say and to whom? I'm guessing this question would pertain more to Somewhere Other because everyone in Wimpwitch is kind of just, I think most of them have learned their lessons. Well, most. I don't know. I have a lot of problems with like, I have anxiety and I have ADHD and it's kind of sometimes in my comics I'll write like, hey, look, we love you and it's not your fault you feel this way. But even though you're like wrong and you're cool, and most of it's aimed at Jo. She's like, was like a growing companion for me to like figure out like, hey, no, sure she's done some bad things, but that doesn't mean everyone hates her, and all she still deserves to have like someone to care for, as long as she's trying to be better. I don't know. I guess that's my rambly way of getting at that. If you could choose any one thing to unexistify with a guarantee of 0 negative repercussions, what would you pick? I'm trying to think of something I outright hate that's like, I don't know, bed bugs. That was easy. I've had those before. They suck. I hate them. Makes your whole house feel dirty. Because, like, you gotta bag everything and hot wash everything, and they come in and spray everything, and that was like 8 years ago now, and it's awful. Hated that. So yeah, no more bed bugs, please. We really don't need those. Out of all your characters, which one is the most you? Going back to, like, Jo, I guess. She was, like, me trying to, like, in a way convince myself that it's okay for a lot of things. It's a weird way of putting it, I guess, but I'm not having an easy time explaining things right now. I guess Jo. Maybe King Nocturne. I like to be goofy. Because, like, Jo's inner workings I kind of relate to more, but I feel like on the surface I like to think King Nocturne's most like me. One of your characters is given a Rolls Royce, which I think is a car. Another gets 3 crates of fine whiskey, and the last one gets a boot to the head. Who gets what? Bonus points if you can name that skit. I can't name the skit, I'm very sorry. But, the Blister Sisters get the Rolls Royce. They can't drive, but they think it's cool anyway. And they probably crash it and think that's even cooler. The whiskey. Yulin gets the whiskey. She throws a giant party. It's all good. Everyone has a great time. Boot to the head. I think Wink gets the boot to the head, and maybe more than one. He's a bit of a scumbag. Last question on the list is, how many Nox could a Nocturne turn if a Nocturne could turn Nox? 5. Sorry, I had to think the math on that one. So that's it for the questions. And we're only on panel 2. Oopsies. Should have drawn those out a bit more. But here we are. So, tomorrow's Friday. That's cool. I love Friday. I hope I was centered during that whole time. Sorry if I wasn't. I guess we'll know later. Let me just check, make sure. Yeah, it's fine. I'm sure you could see some of it. If not, I guess I'm re-recording this episode later. Oh well. I hear my cat outside my door. Sorry if you can hear him too. He's indignant about being left out of the room right now. And since Phil isn't home, he has no one else to go to at the moment. So sorry, Oswald. I'll let you in later. You can survive another 15 minutes, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm probably not going to do much this Friday night since I have to work Saturday anyway. Which I guess it's going to be weird because, like, I'm not thinking in context that this is going up on Saturday. So sorry. Yeah, I'm going to probably clean the apartment on Friday night so that once I get home on Saturday, I can just relax, have a margarita. I got some margarita slush in the freezer from a party we had last weekend, so we had like an E3 bingo party. That was super fun. Phil made some awesome cards. They were hilarious. Yes. So I'll be seeing this page on Sunday. I have a feeling we're only like, also, I think there's sirens. I don't know if you guys can hear them. But we live close to the hospital, so it's frequent. Right, Wimpwich. I'm guessing there's like less than 10 pages left, is my estimate, which, now what? Oh well. We'll figure that out when we get there. Oh, I know what I'm going to do tomorrow night. There's, like, across the street, there's this diner. It's, like, super, like, you know, fish and chips, burgers and fries, sandwiches, chowder. And it's amazing. Everything is good. I'm getting a burger. They have, like, a $5, like, plain burger, but it's so good. It's just the right amount of food, and I usually like get them once a week, and I need one now that I'm thinking about it. So that's what I'm gonna get tomorrow. Play some tunes and clean the place. Relax on Sunday, which I am looking forward to. I hurt my back this week, so I'm still kind of recovering from that. I was, that's why I have to work this weekend. I took a couple days off to recover. I twisted something. I have no idea how it happened. I just woke up and couldn't move hardly. But feeling mostly better now. Still sore, but I can actually, like, move my head and neck around, so I ended up going into work today, which is nice. I get, like, stir crazy really, really fast. If I'm at home for more than 2 days, I need to get out. Oh well. Which extra sucks because, like, it's so nice out lately. There's, like, a huge chestnut tree right outside the window here. And it's in full bloom right now, and it looks and smells gorgeous. I just kind of want to go live under it. So pretty. You're things to talk about real fast, I find, especially where, like, my brain goes a mile a minute, so I'm, like, jumping around from topic to topic. I can't remember what I have talked about and what I have not. Heck it. Last time I mentioned stories to you guys, just from, like, some funny stuff that used to happen to me when I've lived in some very strange places. Let me tell you about the situation that made me swear off random roommates forever. I call this the 4-man fiasco. It was a sublet, just supposed to be for 4 months. I ended up bailing after about 2.5. It was that bad. And money be damned. At that point, I'll suffer elsewhere. So I'm the first to move in to this sublet. I have no idea who my 4 roommates are going to be. Rooms are tiny, but whatever. I don't have that much stuff at this point. This was a few years ago. Just me and my cat. So I move in. Next guy moves in the next day. He's nice enough, quiet, little like strangely quiet, and the strange behavior doesn't really start for another few weeks. So, like, he's fine, whatever. The next guy comes in. He's this older French-Canadian guy. He's nice enough. Actually, the nicest of the bunch. And there was another dude who was big stoner, but again, pleasant. The attitudes of these guys weren't the problem. They were perfectly pleasant to be around. The issue was the cleanliness. And, you know, the guy who was a stoner would use the stove burners, like, full blast to heat up, or to, like, light his joints, and then forget to turn them off. So I'd leave my room and there's just a red hot stove burner in the kitchen, like, and I have no idea how long it's been going full blast. So that happened more than like a couple times, and you know that freaked me out. That was a big reason why I left so quickly. It's just dangerous. Speaking of dangerous, the first night I moved in, I was just looking around the place, and I noticed this door at the end of the hallway, and you know, I hadn't really explored the place before I moved in, just because, you know, why would I? I guess. I'm only going to be there 4 months. My mistake. I go and I open it, and I look out, see what's in the room, and then I look down to the 2-story drop that just had no deck, nothing, just literally door, ground. So I blocked that off with a bunch of trash bags and some stuff around the apartment, and I actually taped a picture of Admiral Akbar to it, just to say, like, this is a trap, please don't open this door, you will die. And that was gross. And then the cleanliness issues started. It started with fruit flies, which I don't really care about too much. Fruit flies are, they're annoying, but they're not the end of the world. When you've dealt with, like, cockroaches and bed bugs, like, fruit flies are nothing. Except we had clouds of them. I'd walk in the kitchen and just, it would erupt. And like, where are these coming from? This is insane. And I guess it was coming out of the drain, which not really much you can do about. One of my roommates started getting a little weird. Like, one night he just kind of handed me a beer, or offered me a beer, which, like, sure, I love beer. Except then he goes into his room, opens it, and then comes back out with it. And I'm like, thanks for the beer. I'm gonna go drink this in my room with the door locked now. Yeah, it's nothing really bad, just like weird things. Oh, and one of the guys got the place just infested with fleas and rats, so that was fun. Just because I walked into his room one day, and like you could not see the floor, there were so many grocery bags on it. It's disgusting. Funny enough, the final straw was just okay, I'm done. This is getting weird and I don't like it here anymore. Was a moment where I got home at like midnight. Everyone was asleep. I go into the bathroom. Someone had filled, and I mean filled, the toilet with Cheerios. And they hadn't been there that long. They were still fairly, like, firm. She's like, I flushed it. I went to bed. I started looking for apartments, like, the next day. I don't know. It was something. And that was the last time I ever had a roommate that I didn't previously know. Moved in, like, to just a bachelor apartment for just by myself for about a year, and then I moved in with my sister, which was fine. We got along great. I have plenty of stories about her, though. I mean, not bad stories. Stuff like I'd go into my bedroom and I'd yell, like, why did you put a wet Cheerio in my bed? Or, like, why did you leave a dirty Band-Aid on my floor? Why are you yelling into the heaters at 6 in the morning? Keep in mind, my sister is 9 years older than me. So that was just fun. She was great to live with. Oh, I got one funny story. So my sister sleepwalks sometimes. And one night, her boyfriend was staying over. And about 4 in the morning, she comes into my room, stomps around for a minute, takes a bunch of records off my shelf, leaves them in the middle of my floor, leaves, and then I just hear her boyfriend just go, ow, what the hell? So I just went back to bed. Next morning, I get up, he's in the kitchen, she's already left for work. I think, so, like, was Amy done sleepwalking last night? I said, yeah, she threw your cat at me. Poor Oswald. That poor boy. Just throwing cats in the middle of the night, as you do. Oh, there's Oswald at the door again. Yeah. Oh, we're getting close to being done here, so that's nice. I'm saving the best one for another time, because that one just needs its own, like, its own, introduction and everything. I will give you a hint, though. It's the story of the Centipede Man. He was, something else. Something else indeed. Yeah, I like my current apartment. It's, the biggest place I've ever lived, which is super nice. Lots of room for me and the cats and Phil. And it's just a good area. It's nice and quiet over here. I used to live right in the middle of the downtown. And around here it's just so much calmer. Except for, like, we live next to the hospital, so there's sirens and, like, the train tracks can get noisy, but I kind of like listening to the train, honestly. It's very nice. I hope this is centered. We're almost done, at least. Trying to keep it fairly centered anyway. That was, well, I'm writing another few zines. I love zines, as you know. Trying to figure out where to distribute them a little more. There's a few stores in town that take in local zines, which, I mostly just go and buy up all the new ones. I have a container behind me. I actually have never counted my zines, but I know there's at least, like, probably about 250 in there. All around the world. I'd love to, get more. Hint, hint. If you want to do some trades, I got plenty to send. If you got any you want me to see, I will definitely love to read them. They're my favorite thing. My goodness, that poor cat. I'll have to cuddle him extra hard later. He's recently gotten into the habit of just doing that really low, throaty howl sometime at night, and then tearing around the apartment. He'll go for about 10 minutes, and then he's done. She's got a bunch of energy to burn at like 8 o'clock every night. It's adorable. Last night he knocked over the trash can and he got in and he stole some meat wrappers. Like a good boy. So, not too impressed with that. Oh, my poor bad boy. Oh, I posted on Twitter earlier, but one of the zine ideas I've got that I might do next is just a little silly one. It's, songs that remind me of some of my characters. And the reason why I thought of it was because I was listening to Cake, one of my favorite bands. And the song Hem of Your Garment came on. I was like, oh, that's a Bacillus song. Yeah. He is not fit to touch the hem of anyone's garment. So, thinking of other songs that fit other characters. Here's a song by Little Miss Higgins called That Train's A-Comin' Down, which I think fits Ulium really well. I'll have to think of some more. At least think of 7 or 8 of them to put into a little zine, which would be nice. If you heard that thud, that's my cats fighting against the door. As they do. Like good little boys. That they are not. Oh, this page is going pretty smoothly tonight, which is nice. I'm really happy I got a new bottle of ink. Plus I'm feeling less nervous this time around, now that I've already been on. My voice has been on once. I just had a thought. I hope the rim of my hat isn't blocking this. That would suck. I guess I'll see when I watch the video. And if you don't get a video on Saturday, you'll know why. Well, you won't, because I won't tell you. And I'll just say, like, I'm not doing one this week, and I'll do it next week. And no one will be any the wiser. Much like I am just none the wiser all the time. I'm just not wise. I am not a smart man. So, oh, come on, don't tell me. Ah, good. Sometimes I'll, like, you can see a little bit on my hand now. I'll, like, jam into some wet ink and then just kind of stamp it all over by accident. It's annoying, but at least it can be fixed in Photoshop. Almost done. I'll probably scan these later and get them prepped for Sunday coloring. I'm not going to have much time to do much else on Saturday. That should be fine. Spend the day downtown afterwards, maybe. Maybe go play a game of pool at Beerley's. It's a nice little bar. I like it there a lot. They get a lot of live music there. We don't go often just because during the week I usually like to get home fairly early. But, yeah. Maybe that's what I'll do. Well, I think that's done. I'm pretty sure anyway. No background on this one this time. Oh, I guess I could fix that. It's just going to be just some sunrise colors, you know, drinking beers at 7 a.m. as you do. Yeah. Thank you very much again for the questions lag time. I hope I'm saying your Twitter handle correctly. And I'll tag you in the comment or the description just to as an extra thank you. And yeah. Feel free to send me some more questions. We'll probably talk about the Centipede Man next time. He's a fun Drunken Friday Night favorite story of mine, which I'm sure all of my friends have heard at least 8 times, and they'll probably hear it 8 times more. Have an excellent day, and I'll probably see you in a